Are you playing the blame game? Because that is a very dangerous game to play. It will hurt your business exponentially. So let me tell you a little bit about what blaming does to your life. People don't respect you when you blame other people or other situations for what is happening in your life or in your business. You damage relationships, both business partnerships, business networking, business friends, and personal relationships. It's across the board. It doesn't stop at one spot. Life gets more complicated. You're always making a case against other people. You're getting defensive, or you're trying to prove something all the time. You end up telling lies so that you can shift the blame. Lots of drama. You have so much drama in your life when you blame other people. When you make a mistake, you don't own it. You keep trying to get away from the consequences. Imagine how much drama would vanish in your life if you would stop getting caught up in the blame game. Think about the last time you were in an argument with someone you care about. It's because there was blame going on. And usually the words, you did this, you made me. If you hear yourself saying the words, you made, or he made me feel, he made me mad, they made me cry, that nobody made you do anything. And if you catch yourself doing that, you know you're stuck in the blame game. If you have a hard time holding yourself and other people accountable, if you can't grow, you don't stop blaming, then you're not going to grow. That means your business too. Your business will be stuck if you do not learn how to get over the blame game. Here are some questions you can ask yourself to determine if you are caught in the blame game. Now, if you do these things a little bit, you're not too caught up, and it won't be that hard to try to shift and adjust, make that a little bit better, and continue to work on it. Because perfection is really hard, but it's not that hard to get really, really good and become what I would call an expert at taking accountability. So ask yourself these 6 questions. See if you do these things. This will help you identify whether you're having a problem with blame. Number 1, you don't admit when you're wrong. Now that's a hard one, because when you think you're not wrong and you don't admit that you're wrong, if it's because you don't realize you're wrong, you're not going to be aware that this is a problem. So look for times when you're not admitting that you're wrong and someone else thinks you're wrong and they're bugged that you won't admit it. That's a huge red flag. Number 2, if you focus a lot on the past, well, that's because they didn't get the project done. Well, she didn't send me the message, or I didn't get, that's all stuff in the past. So if you're focusing on the past like that about problems, you're in the blame game. Number 3, if you use other people's behavior to justify your own. Well, I did it because they, anytime you say that, red flag, you're in the blame game. Number 4, if you think life is not fair, or you think something in your business is not fair, you're in the blame game. That's a tough one. And we all do it at some point or another. But the more you become expert at stopping the blame game, your life exponentially starts to explode in the direction that you want to go. Number 5, if you believe that negative things that happen to you in your life or your business are out of your control, if you think you don't have any control of the bad things that happen, you're in the blame game. And some of you will be listening to this going, what? No, I'm not. Pay attention. I want you to pay attention. You'll quickly realize why you even feel that way. Why do you believe that the negative thing in your life is out of your control, someone else's fault? That's why, or the government's fault, or God's fault, or whatever it is, whoever the blame is going to. You might not verbalize it out loud. You might not even verbalize it in your mind. It might be subconscious. But you start looking at the negative things that you believe in your life that you have no control over, there's blame going on. Number 6, do you feel powerless to change something in your life? Similar to the last one. But anything in your life, do you feel like you don't have the power to make that change? If that's the case, you're in the blame game. I want you to understand that blaming is such a powerful destruction of your business. Get over the blame game. You want to know what? The large percentage of people who are in your peer class, they play the blame game. This is why we need to break the old rules. We need to create new rules. The new rule is no blame. No blame game. You take extreme ownership for the things that you are doing in your business, for anything that's happening in your life, for anything that's happening in your relationships. And at first, this is what will happen. Sometimes you'll feel like, wow, I did a good job. I stopped blaming. And other times you'll be in a situation and you're thinking, how do I not blame in this situation? Because this literally is their fault. But I promise you, once you make the final decision that I will stop blaming, as soon as those moments happen that don't make sense to you, that are confusing, you don't see how you cannot blame when it literally really is someone else's fault. Then what happens is your brain starts to look at other possible options, other possible perspectives, and your brain will figure out a way to help you take ownership for the part of it that is yours. And it will allow you to take control of that, and you'll be able to change whatever you want to change in your life. There is never anything that stops me from doing what I want to do and achieving what I want to achieve. Nothing. And the same is true for you. You just have to discover that truth for yourself. I'll see you in the next video.